Hey everybody, this is Chad Jordan. I'm the Director of Marketing for Digital Services over here at Sport Clips Haircuts, and this is another edition of our Hall of Fame podcast. In the podcast, every week we go around and we interview people associated with, around, inside, outside Sport Clips and get to find out a little bit about them and specifically if they're involved with Sport Clips still, their career here. And my guest today is not an exception to that rule. She's definitely involved with Sport Clips in a big way. And I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then I'll say exactly why we picked her for this episode of the podcast. So, young lady, your name and what you do here.
Okay, my name is Barbara Montes, and I am an area coach area manager / coach.
And not just an area manager. The reason she's on the Hall of Fame podcast is because she is the reigning area manager of the year, in which every year at our national convention, which we call Huddle, we name a bunch of things. Team leader of the year, those are our franchisees. We name the manager of the year, the Logan Trophy winner for a certain store if they meet metrics and all this kind of area developer of the year and coach of the year. Anyways, we also have an area manager of the year. And last year, Barbara City, Southern California rocked it last year.
Yes,
your section, the team leader of the year, the manager of the year.
Right.
So where were you in the roll call when they're naming everything? I say they, it was probably me, right?
Yes.
Whoever was announcing it was either me or Whitney, I think. When we're announcing that kind of stuff, had they already won? Were you the first? Do you remember even?
I think I was the first.
Okay.
It was area manager and then team
okay,
leader.
all right. So you started it all.
I did.
I mean, if you hadn't won, maybe they wouldn't have won. Who knows? You're
Sure
the lucky charm for Southern California.
Yes, we were very surprised.
Yeah, it was. It was funny because the yells kept coming from the same section. It seemed last year.
Right.
You guys that whole area over there.
Yes.
So area manager of the year means what? Like what is it? What does an area manager do, and how do you do it well enough to be recognized? Give me a little lay of the land.
I probably believe that everything was based in numbers. I oversee 7 stores for the Chamberlain team.
Mm-hmm.
They actually own
So
17.
the Chamberlain team is
Ron and Spencer Chamberlain.
okay, and
Southern
can't forget Robin.
And Robin.
She'll probably be listening to this
she's the
more
main
than they
boss.
will be.
She's
Yeah,
the
right,
main boss,
right. Okay.
yes.
So Ron and Spencer work for Robin Chamberlain.
Yes,
Let's just be
exactly.
honest about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So they have 7 locations here, and
They have 17 locations.
17
total.
locations.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, 17.
All right. And you area manage for all of them, or 7 of them?
7.
Okay, for 7 of them.
7.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what does an area manager specifically do?
I just support all the managers. I have 7 managers that I work with, and I'm there to listen to them, give them advice on how to coach certain situations with team members, how to make the store, the culture inside better for the team members. If they need toilet paper that day when I'm there, I'll go and buy toilet paper. If they need, whatever they need me for, whatever advice they need, I'm there for them.
Well, and if anybody's watching this on YouTube, the people on the podcast can't see this, but we do record these and put them on YouTube. They may notice we're in a different location than some of the other places that I record. We are in, I don't know, this is a mansion or something. We're here in Southern California, and is it MTC kind of week? Is that
MTC,
what's going on?
Yes.
Manager training camp. And so it sounds like this is what's that TV show, Big Brother? But this is like Big Sister. Like you guys are all in the same house and spending a couple days and nights together and hanging out.
Right.
And I mean, is this your idea, or how does this work?
Yes, so it was my idea because I have a couple of team managers that are coming here from 3 hours away. So we were basically going to get a room for each one of them.
Like
and
a hotel.
A hotel room. And then we were going to find a place to meet. So we're like, hey, why don't we just rent a house? We'll have the rooms, we have the facilities, we can save money on renting hotel rooms, renting a facility where to have these teaching. And we're cooking, we're doing our own meals, we're sharing everything. So it's really nice for everybody to get together, get to know each other better, share ideas. And sometimes when you're a manager, you kind of feel alone. It's a lonely place, you know. So I just feel that this is a really good place for everyone to come together.
It seems like, because when I walked in, I mean, earlier, you guys were already having fun, laughing. I don't know if you were laughing at me, but I mean, you were laughing when I came in. It seems like you guys, is this kind of stuff that's really good for team bonding, and no one's killed each other yet? You haven't had any murder charges, so maybe other markets can adopt this kind of style for their MTCs, and especially if they have a cluster of stores like you guys do.
Yeah, I love every manager. They're just amazing. They have so much to give, and this is a place where they can come and share. And we can also affirm each other and know that by sharing, we can all see that we're not the only ones struggling with some of the issues within the four walls.
You said it was lonely. Why? What makes? I mean, because some of these people listening to the podcast, they are managers, and they're nodding their heads, and they're like, "Duh, yeah, it is, Chad." But then those of us on the outside were like, "What do you mean? You got 12, 13, 14 people you're working with all the time. You got clients galore. Why are you saying it can be lonely?"
Well, I was a manager for a few years, and you are kind of lonely because you have to have that middle ground where you can be a friend with your team members.
Okay.
But you're also managing, you're also their leader, and many times, you know, you can be their friends, but then there's going to be those times where you need to coach them, and they might feel like you're not such a good friend to them because you're telling them what you need from them, what they need to do.
You're alone in the sense that it doesn't feel like, in the store at least, like anybody else might not have your back at any given moment, because you're having to take the hard line and say, follow the 5-point play or do something.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. You're having to coach them.
So, okay, give me a little glimpse into, obviously you didn't wake up one day and just become area manager because somebody waved a magic wand.
Right.
You were a stylist first, right?
Yes.
And you got, did you get into cosmetology school like right out of high school? Was that something that you've always wanted to do, or?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right, then good. Then get me. How did you get here? Give me the story. Give me the scoop.
I never thought I was going to be a hairstylist. However, I stayed home with my 3 sons, Brandon, Nathan, and Jonah, for 10 years. And when they were in the 4th grade, I decided I wanted to go back to school. So I just, having 3 boys, I was wanting to save some money. So I used to cut their hair myself. I got a clipper, and I used to buzz their hair, and I made a lot of mistakes. So when I was at Saddleback College, I saw that they had a cosmetology program. And I said, hey, I can just take it, pray about it, and talk to my husband. And I said, I just want to try this. He said, okay, cool. And I tried it, and it was amazing the way it just worked. I started going to school when the kids started school in August, and then they graduated out of school in June. So I put in my 9 months.
Okay. How many hours is it here in California?
It's 1,600.
Okay.
So I basically went to school where they were in school, and it worked out. I got my license in 9 months. So I took the summer off to be with them. Yeah. And then in...
well, now hold on. I assume their haircuts got better
in
those 9 months.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And some did not get better.
Okay, all right. All right, so what do you mean some did not get better? What does that mean?
So while I was practicing and learning, I sometimes used to go in with a 0 and it wouldn't come out good.
Yeah, you had to wait for it to grow back. Yeah, before you could try again. So they were your volunteer, but sometimes unwilling models.
Yes,
for you, huh?
Yes.
What were and they were in the 4th or 5th grade around then?
Yes. So they were 10 and 12. I have twins that are 10.
Okay. I was going to say triplets because you said they're all at the same time. Okay. So you got a set of twins and then an older boy.
12.
Okay.
So they're 2 years apart.
All right, so, and you mentioned their names, but you didn't mention your husband's name. I want to make sure. Okay, I want to make sure he doesn't get the shaft, you know, and say, you just talked about the boys, but okay.
He's amazing.
So, all right, so you got that in 9 months. You got better at haircut, and you had the summer with the boys.
Yes.
And then...
And then they opened a sport clubs down the street from my house, 7 minutes away.
Well, it was like a
So
sign.
it was a sign, yes, because I wanted a job where I could stay home with my kids, where
Yep.
I will be working while they will be in school, or you know. So, anyways, I started looking for a job when they started school. So in October, I was looking in other places, but nobody will give me that schedule that I needed
Right.
to be with my kids, and that was my priority at the time. It was my family,
Yeah.
my husband, my three boys. And when I went to Sport Clips, they said, yes, we'll go ahead and give you the hours that you want to work. 9 to 2. Yes, I was that stylist
Wow.
that came in and said,
Yeah.
I can only work from 9 to 2 and I'll work Saturdays. Sundays
Oh,
is my family
okay.
time.
Okay.
My Jesus time.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, we'll go ahead and, take you. So
That Saturday was key, though. They had to
yes,
hear as long as you still want to
exactly. I
work
was there
Saturday. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, but I did need it that Sunday. It was the only time to spend with my family.
Yeah.
So they said, yes, we'll do it. And after a year, the Chamberlain family bought the store. And I just enjoy working for them. I really like Ron. The first question that he asked was, why do you like working at Sport Clips?
Yeah.
And I said, the clients. The clients became my family. They were really, really nice family, businessmen. I like the clients.
Yeah.
So that was my answer. He said, okay, we'll keep you.
Oh, wow. Well, I didn't realize you were having to sweat it out, But you weren't managing yet, right?
I was not managing.
Okay.
No.
So they come in, the Chamberlains come in, take the store, and how far, is it pretty close to your house?
It is 7 minutes away
okay,
from
so that's
my
the one that
house.
was
Yeah,
so
and
you're
it
still
was
at
like
that
5 minutes
location.
away from my kids from
Oh.
school. Yeah.
So how do you eventually get to a place where you're assistant manager first, or do they make
Yes,
you?
I was assistant manager for a while, and then I heard actually that they were opening another store around that area, and I said I knew that they were looking for a manager, and I told them, I said, I think I'm ready, And
The
he
9
said,
to
well,
2 probably went out the window though, at that
yes,
point. But your kids
yes,
are older
but
now.
They were older.
Yeah.
They were in junior high
Okay.
now, and
So you could trust them at home by themselves at
yes,
this point. They weren't gonna.
yes, and so anyways, Ron said, well, we would really like you to take over this store because the manager was transitioning. So I said, okay, and then he came again and he said, hey, I want you to go home and ask your family if they're okay with you being the manager at this time. So I love Ron,
Right.
my team leader, for that reason.
Had you already talked it over with your family,
No.
or okay? So,
That
but
was
the
something
fact
that
that
was
he
just
didn't, just jump on it and say,
Yes.
no, yeah, okay, you've committed, you can't, no,
Yeah,
take it back,
no.
But
no.
he wanted you to go back to Greg and the three boys and
exactly.
kind of just talk it out.
To them and
Yeah.
see if we
And
were all ready as a family.
I was gonna say, were they super excited? Like, oh my gosh, my mom's gonna be managing.
They were
Yeah.
very excited. Yes, they were very supportive. So, so then I came back and when I saw Ron, he was like, "Did you talk to your family?" I'm like, "Yes, and we're all ready." So
Great. So you got to open a store as a manager. Is that,
no, I
okay.
stayed in the same store in
okay.
Lake Forest. I didn't move to
Oh,
the other one
okay.
because Ron wanted me to stay where I was
Got
at.
it. I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No.
Yes.
So, how did that feel then at the store you started at? Now you've grown through, and now you're managing.
Yes.
The minute you put the manager name tag on, did anything change with you and the team, or did you feel differently at all, or?
No, I didn't. The team was happy that I became the manager. They knew that they can rely on me and that I was going to be there for them. I followed the 5-point play. They did the same thing. So it was a very easy transition in between them and I. Yeah. So we started growing the store. We grew and grew, and then after a while, Ron and Sarah Sandalovic pulled me aside.
Oh, so Sarah was here at the time.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
A former podcast episode guest.
I love Sarah.
Yeah.
She believed in me when I didn't see the potential in me. And I love that because that's something that now I'm passing on to others.
Yeah, you're looking for people that might not believe in themselves, and you're going to them and telling them. Yeah,
because she was very encouraging. So, but they pull me aside and they say, "Hey, we know you love the 5-point play. You have grown the store. Can you become a coach?" And I said, "Okay, I'll try it. Sure."
And were you one of these coaches that was still managing, or
Yes.
okay? So you were going to manage your, is it 510 CA 510?
Yes.
And then coach for these other.
Yes, I
Southern
was doing
California
classes,
locations.
I
Okay.
was doing success checks, and I was managing.
Was it just for Chamberlain stores or
Yeah.
okay?
No,
Oh, I
it
didn't
was
think
for
so.
the whole territory.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But there's 4 coaches, so we all divide the stores
Yeah.
among each other.
All right, so you make the transition from, well, not from manager to coach, but you added coach to your title, and you got to do that for a little while. Now, some people go from manager to coach, and they're not managing anymore, and they like maybe the schedule's better or the travel, or it's more their style. But you found that coaching really wasn't what you necessarily wanted to do, especially full time, right?
Right.
So what was it? What was the why was there a struggle there, a challenge?
I felt that coaching wasn't for me because at the time I was still managing, I was transitioning, so I knew what managing was, and I like developing my teammates, my team, my team moving forward, seeing results, seeing the store grow, winning all these awards. The Chamberlains, every time we break a record, they take us out to a very nice dinner. So we like celebrating.
Well, hey, I live in Southern California, so why don't you guys keep breaking records and then just invite some Sport Clips folks down? Okay.
We had a great culture. It was like family.
Yeah.
Clients, team members, everybody. So then when I went to coaching, I enjoyed teaching the classes. However, it didn't feel the same because I would teach the classes and then I wouldn't see those team members.
Right.
Or I will do the success checks, and many times when you go in to do success checks, people see you different. You're not their favorite person because they think you're there to judge them, where we are not. We want to help them improve.
Yeah.
We want to give them ideas. We are there to really help them. I used to welcome coaches into my store. I love when they will fail me, believe it or not, because if I wasn't doing the 5-point play, following it, and I was telling my team members, this is what we have to do. We follow the 5-point play. And they weren't doing it. When they used to come in, the coaches, and do the success check, if they will mark me down for something, I would say, you see, I've been telling you guys that we need to say welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sport Clips, and we're not doing it. So they marked us down. They're doing their job.
Yeah.
But, so when you go into stores and do success checks, sometimes you're not everybody's favorite person.
You're like an inspector more than a
state board.
Right. Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is just probably you still had the benefit of managing, so you're still in the store, but like when you're the manager, you're still part of the team, right? You're in there, but when you're the coach, you're not on the field with them, right? So it's a little, it's a different dynamic for sure. Right. So then, what do you do? Did you go back and tell the Chamberlains, I really prefer not to do this, or what happened there?
So I started listening to people talk about area managers, where you will be helping the managers and you will help the stores grow, develop a culture inside the store. And like I said, I'm built to see results. I like to see results. So I wasn't doing that. And
are you competitive?
I am very competitive.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yes. I was a swimmer when I was young, and I like to touch the wall. But so I went up, I talked to Ron again. I said, this is not for me. This is not my shape. I like to be out there. I like to be with the team. I like to help stores grow, develop leaders. So he said, okay, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to be an area manager. He said, why do you want to be an area manager? I said, I want to grow your stores. I want to help the managers grow the stores. He said,
did he have any area managers at this time? Okay.
No.
So you go in there and you kind of pitch.
Yes.
Like here's a vision I have. I heard there's area managers across the country at different other markets. Can we have one? And here's what I can do as one. Okay.
Yeah. So he said yes.
Okay. You're a sales lady.
Yes,
so
I am.
you sold yourself and your idea, and he liked it. So what you mentioned culture, you mentioned some. So what are some of the things that you began to implement and institute once you kind of hit the ground running as an area manager?
I started talking to my managers to let them know how important it is, the culture within the store.
Mm-hmm.
It's important for the clients, it's important for team members to retain team members. And it's going to help you grow your store and be happy when you come to work.
Yeah.
You want to be happy when you come to work. You don't want to, you know, get up in the morning and say,
be miserable, right?
Yeah,
hate
like
your
I
job.
don't want to go in there and
You spend 60 hours a week in this place,
Exactly.
basically, so you don't want to be miserable that whole time.
And previously I had seen 510 grow. You know, I think when I took it over, it was doing about 5 or 6, and I got it to 10K. And then I also managed 501 in Irvine, and that was also a store that was maybe doing about 10, and I brought it up to, we hit 20 over 20 this last year, so it's very exciting.
Sounds like that was a meal, a team dinner.
Yeah, it was a very nice.
I bet.
So the first 3 stores that he gave me was the 2 in Irvine and Lake Forest. So I was being the support to the managers.
So are you going there on a weekly basis? Do you visit each store? Like what does your typical week look like?
My typical week starts on Monday, where we have conference calls with the Chamberlain team.
Okay.
The area developer is the first one because I'm still a coach. So we go over the success checks, coaching, and all that stuff, what's happening on the area. And then the second call that I have at 9 o'clock is for just the Chamberlain stores, the 17.
Okay.
So I'll go over my 7 stores, let them know what's happening, what we need. Spencer Chamberlain is a huge support. I love that guy. Hopefully he won't hear that.
Yeah, I know. He'll hold it against you now that he knows how you really feel.
But we have learned a lot from each other. I think we're a great team.
Yeah.
So he's our IT support.
Yes.
So if anything
he's
happens,
definitely technologically advanced, that guy.
Yes. So we worked together all these years, actually for 10 years now, maybe less, maybe like 8 years. But he's amazing. And so we kind of work together. He takes care of marketing and IT, and I take care of operations inside the store.
Got it. Okay.
Or if manager's having a meltdown because somebody just walked out, or they call me. Like, I need therapy. I need to talk to you. What do I do?
So everyone listening to this that's had that happen, it's like, oh, good, it's not just us,
No, it happens all the time. You just, and I think what I tell them is like, there's people are going through different issues all the time. We all have issues. We all have life, right?
Yeah.
So and they're like, well, what do I do? How do I talk to them? And, then I'll coach them on how to talk to them. How to, just be a friend at times, and how to be a boss or a manager at times.
All right. So I noticed today that in your MTC, as I was kind of eavesdropping, you guys were doing some role playing, right? Is that one of the things that you'll try to walk a manager through and try to have them put themselves in a team member's shoes and all of that, or?
Yes.
What are some of the your go-to moves on encouraging a manager or somebody that's down or panicking? What are some of the things in your playbook that you'll bust out that kind of lift their spirits or to get them on the right track?
So the most important thing, I feel, that is just listening to them.
Okay.
Just listening, because sometimes, like I said, managers are in a lonely place. They can't just turn around and start talking about their issues or what they're going through with a stylist. So it's good for them to have somebody to call and say, hey, this is what's going on. And I just listen.
Yeah.
And once I listen, then I can give them feedback, or I can let them know what they can do, how to coach the team member. Let them know that it's not them. Right. Because a lot of them
don't take it personally.
So personal.
Yeah.
We take it so personal. And just to be there and just give them the support that they need.
What are, you've been doing this, how many years now have you been area manager?
About 3.
3 years, okay. So what are some of the mistakes that you made along the way that you would like to help other people avoid?
Probably make a comment when I'm in the store. Like, why is this
without
like that?
thinking?
Without thinking out loud.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why is this like that? Why isn't this clean? Or why, Yeah, I try to be really careful of making comments like that. Spencer's really good at coaching me about that stuff. So yeah.
Oh, great! His head's just getting even
yeah.
bigger. So this guy.
He's like, you didn't just say that in front of anybody.
Right.
Where are you?
Mhm.
One thing that I am learning, and I have been learning this for the past 3 years, is to let them make their own mistakes sometimes. Because I'm a mom,
Yes.
and I'm gonna try to save them for making those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to trust them, and I have to let them make those decisions and learn from their mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can say, I told you so.
Right. Yeah, you are a mom, aren't you?
Yeah.
Especially of boys. What are your boys? Are any of them still in the house? Are they all now?
They're all at home.
Okay.
Yes, they're
still
going to school,
Okay.
working. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But they did everything with Sport Clips. They were
Mhm.
sporty. They
Okay.
marketing with me.
Coordinators,
They're
maybe, or-
coordinators,
yeah.
vacuum,
Uh-huh.
hotels. Yeah, they
Yeah.
grew up in Sport
It is a
Clips.
family business. That's for
right,
sure.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, here's what I want to do. I want to pause real quick. Okay, because what I want to do is I've got 10 fun questions that I'm going to want to ask you. But before I get there, I know a big part of your story, as it is mine, as we talked about off air, is your faith.
Yes.
In fact, you mentioned Sunday's your Jesus day, so you can't work on, you weren't able to work on Sundays back in the day. I don't know if that's changed.
Jesus won't get mad at me if I work.
Yeah.
But I like to
You
go
like
to
to
church.
you like
I
to have that Sabbath,
yes,
that
yes,
one day off where you
exactly.
dedicate to that.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about how your faith has impacted and influenced your career, and whether that's with your family involved or just kind of faith focused. Give me a little rundown on that.
So about 18 years ago, I started going to Saddleback Church.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which is
Rick Warren's church.
Rick
Yeah.
Warren Church. Read the book Purpose Driven.
Yeah.
And he's a wonderful teacher.
Yeah.
And he teaches practical messages
Mhm.
that come out of God's Word, the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And I had put a lot into that, into my way of leadership.
You applied a lot of those
yes.
lessons to your style. Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't go around preaching, but I believe people around me and that work with me know that I'm a big believer in Jesus.
Yeah.
In the Word.
Yeah.
So many times when the team members are going through a difficult time,
Right.
they will come to me and ask, would you please pray
Mhm.
for so-and-so? Would you pray for me? Would you do this?
Yeah.
And I love that. And I feel that a lot of us don't have the confidence as stylists. We feel that, we're hairdressers, we're stylists. And my passion is to let everyone know how valuable they are.
Yeah.
How much they have in them, what I see in them, the potential, how they're capable to grow with the company and to that God wants more than what they're doing or what they're thinking. God loves them. He has a purpose for their lives. And if I can be a part of that, it's such a blessing. I have seen girls that, didn't know God. And because I was there, now they know God. Yeah. Now they go to church.
And you weren't, like you said, you weren't preaching to them.
No.
You were just available.
I was available,
especially if they went through a tough time, to kind of be the one that they come to, know that you're reliable, and they've seen, and that's a great thing. They've seen it, right?
Yes.
You've been able to bear the fruit over the course of the couple years, or they've known you of someone that's reliable, dependable.
I get texts from them, team members. They're not even managers, team members. Would you please pray for this? Would you please pray for me? And I'm able to, I love doing that. Just
That's great.
them.
Everybody needs prayer,
Yes,
so at least they
we
know
all
where
do.
to go to.
Exactly.
All right, so here's what I want to do now. We've got 10 questions I'd like to end with. These are just off-the-wall fun questions, so you don't have to worry about these. And there is no wrong answer.
Okay, good.
So for instance, question number 1, which superpower would you most like to have?
I don't know. I'm gonna copy my son.
Okay.
He said they asked him that question at school. He was doing an interview, and he said he wanted the power of healing.
Wow. Okay.
because he had a broken finger.
Uh-huh.
But I love his answer. He said he didn't just want the power of healing physically,
Mm-hmm.
but he wanted the power to heal their souls,
Oh, wow.
their heart.
Yeah.
For a
Man,
20-year-old,
no
that was
kidding.
amazing,
Yeah,
right?
that is. How tender.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna copy his
Okay.
answer.
All right. We'll take it. Healing power.
Healing power.
All right. What is your personal motto?
Love God.
That works.
Yes.
Other than where you live now, and you live in one of the best parts of the country,
I do.
where else in the world would you most like to live?
Okay, so that answer, the Chamberlains will know it.
Okay.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any certain island or wherever? Have you been to Hawaii?
I have.
Okay.
I have. Yeah, the only island I haven't been to is Maui, and we're going summer.
Okay. Boom. You cross it off.
I love
your
my
list.
family time when we go to Hawaii.
Okay.
And I think that's why it's my favorite.
That is good.
Family time.
We go every summer to
Yeah.
Oahu with my family.
Okay,
And we
yeah.
love it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4. Who is a celebrity you'd most like to meet one day?
A celebrity.
Rick Warren doesn't count.
I know, right? I'm gonna go with Toby Mac.
Toby Mac? Okay,
know,
he's a Christian hip hop, or, used to
I
be
just love
DC
his,
Talk.
Yeah, I love his music.
Yeah.
It has a great
It
message,
always- yeah.
great beat, happy.
Never makes
dancing
you
beat.
sad, that's for sure.
Yes, yes.
I listened to some on the way down here today.
Yes.
Which words or phrases do you most overuse? Yeah.
Great job.
Okay, well, that's a
You're
good
amazing.
one. Okay, great. I love those.
Yeah.
We need to hear more of that.
Positive.
What sound or noise do you love?
The sound of the ocean.
Okay, well, perfect for Southern
Yes.
California and Hawaii being your
Yes.
dream destination. What sound or noise do you hate?
TV. Sports.
Okay. What? I hope not. We're going to edit that part out just so everybody knows. Let me stop the recording
At the
right
end of
here.
an 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
I cannot
Okay.
hear sports.
So going home,
Yes.
sports on home. Maybe
As
that's it.
soon as it's 6 o'clock, turn it off.
What profession, other than your own, would you have been good at, or at least have wanted to try?
I would love to meet a missionary.
Really?
Yes, I've done
Okay.
a couple of mission trips
All
to
right.
Africa.
Whoa,
and,
what part?
Rwanda, Kenya, and Ghana.
Oh my goodness.
So I love
Okay.
learning other cultures,
Yeah.
emerging in their culture.
And you came home
helping out.
without any, you didn't adopt any of the babies, or
Trust me.
yeah, I know.
It's
I've
not
been
that
there.
I didn't
Yes,
want
I know.
to.
Greg was
Yeah.
like, no, don't.
No,
Did he go with you?
No, he did not. I went
Okay.
with my 3 boys though.
Okay.
Yeah. He was at home working.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He had to
I
stay back
know
in
that's
there.
the pull
But
when
he
you go.
has been there before, so he knows.
It's a struggle. What do you consider your greatest achievement?
My marriage and my boys.
Okay.
I've been married 28 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got
And,
married at 12 years old. That's amazing.
Right.
That's
Yes.
great.
And my boys have good work ethics, integrity. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Oh, that's
yeah.
tremendous. Good
It's
answer.
really good.
Okay, last one. You ready? If heaven indeed exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Good done, my faithful
All right.
servant.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm sure that will happen.
Yes.
And this was fun. Thank you for
thank you.
what a venue to record this podcast in, and we've had some surprise visitors during our
Yes.
recording here. But congratulations on Area Manager of the Year, well deserved. Hopefully, others listening to this will be encouraged and believe in themselves the way
Yes.
that you believe in others,
Yes.
and have believed in yourself as well. So thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right. Thanks everybody. Tune in next week. All right, cool. You did it. All right, look at that. That was awesome. 30. By the way, I aimed for like 30 minutes.
I know.
So we're no, we're fine.
Oh,
So this is
okay.
good. I mean, sometimes
Okay,
I'm
good.
like stretching it, like trying to get to 30, and then
Okay.
sometimes it's like, oh, that's way too much, and I
Yes.
need to cut it. So this is perfect.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, we are really good here. Save as. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Mexico.
Okay. See, I didn't want to get into that in case it was a sensitive topic
Oh, no.
or whatever, but
No.
I could have asked that.
Yeah.
Are you? So, are you a U.S. citizen now?
Yes.
Did you? When did you become a citizen?
About We had our permanent residency.
Is your husband also Mexican?
He is, but he's a third generation.
Okay.
So he was born
Mexican
here.
American. Okay.
Yeah, Mexican American. But believe it or not, I just became a citizen like about 6 months ago.
See, shoot, that's what I should have gotten into. I didn't, just in case it was, you weren't, in case you weren't legal or whatever, you know. I didn't want to ask those sorts of things. My best friend is from Morelia, and he was the Spanish pastor when I was pastoring. And he and his wife, they moved to Playa del Carmen, near Cancun, because she could not get her residency status renewed. So they had to go back to Mexico, and they started a church. So
well,
hey, that's what God does.
God's
So
plan.
if he could have, if he wanted them to stay, they could have stayed. So, but yeah. So you went
I came
through.
here when I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been here most of my life.
And did you come to Mission Viejo? Is that where you guys?
No, I came to Montebello. That's in
Okay,
LA.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
who
when my
all
husband
moved here?
My sister moved here. She was the first one to move to Mission Viejo, and then when my husband and I got married, we bought a house in Mission Viejo.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Where'd you guys meet?
We met in, what city was it? Like West Covina or something like that. We met in a bar.
Oh, what a great story. I was just at, do you know who the comedian John Christ is? He's a Christian comedian.
Yeah.
He does like,
comedy.
stuff where he's like a Chick-fil-A or anything. Anyways, we went to his show on Sunday in Santa Barbara, and he was like interviewing people in the crowd. I was like, hey, where did you meet? Oh, we met in high school.
Oh my God, we saw him at the church, what's the name of Calvary? No, it's a church in The Rock in Anaheim.
Okay,
He was there, and we went to see him.
Yeah. And one of the couples that were in the front row, they're like, we met at a bar. And he's like, what? You're in the wrong concert place. So anyways, he's like, oh, no, I'm praying for your soul. He did this whole thing. So anyways, that made me think of that.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, and he's done great